Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome to another exciting episode of Lucius Showcase. I am Lucius T, and this week we are taking a look at a game that I've been playing for the last decade. Now, not this one specifically, but Demon's Souls. The remake for PS5, the other exclusive PS5 game that I had to play besides Returnal. Now, I started off with this game back in 2013. It was the second game I played after I beat God of War 3 when I finally got a PS3. At the time, there was only Demon's Souls, and then the fact that Demon's Souls was then led to the spiritual successor that is Dark Souls, I didn't even really know that. I mean, this was before I really knew how to follow game developers. You know, of course, it's From Software on both, but Dark Souls 2 wasn't even announced. And I remember that Dark Souls didn't have the greatest reviews of the time and didn't have the same cult following that Demon's Souls had. Like, Demon's Souls, if you looked up games that were PS3 games you had to play, it was on there. But then when I saw Dark Souls, I even saw it at a store, I want to say Toys R Us, for $20, and I debated buying it, which it's so funny. I think about that all the time, especially now that after Elden Ring and Sekiro, I think I'd say I am a Souls fan. These aren't my favorite, we'll get into that. But it's just kind of ironic. I think back to that day where I agonized over, should I pick up this game for $20? Had I done it at that time, who knows? Who knows? I might have been in a completely different trajectory. But that is what it is. So I played Demon's Souls back in 2013, and I want to say I eventually got tired of it, or I don't know, something made me put it down. Maybe I finally wanted to play Uncharted or Infamous or one of the other PS3 games. But anyways, I stopped playing it. Or maybe it was The Last of Us. Maybe that's what came out. Maybe The Last of Us came out, because I think it came out in late 2013 around when I got it. Or something. Anyways, so I stopped playing it. So when the Demon's Souls remake, not a remaster, a remake from the ground up, not even made by From Software, was announced, very interested. Not a reason for me to buy the PS5, but very interested. So I had to get it. I had to play it now. I had to check it out. And especially after playing Elden Ring, holy hell, is it hard to go backwards. Like, you don't have jump. You don't have the same fluidity of movement. One of the more positive and negative changes is that you have unlimited health items for the most part. You can carry 99 of the big heal, the medium heal, the lesser heal, the lightest heal. You can carry all this grass with you, provided you have the weight encumbrance to hold it. That's different than the esters, which have like 5 or 6, or the flasks, which have limited uses but replenish when you save or sit at a campfire, do something like that. In this game, once you run out of healing items, you better go farm some more. Now, luckily, it's not too hard in the first. So there's 5 different zones you can go to. There's the castle zone, the kind of cave zone, the prison / the tower zone, the island zone, and then the decrepit swamp zone. Now, I found, even when I played it the last time, I spent most of my time in the castle zone, the first 3. The last 2 I didn't spend that much time in, and I don't know if it's because by the time I got to them, I leveled up so much. Now, I didn't do the 5th zone at all when I played the original Demon's Souls, because there's a little ramp you go up. I don't think I ever saw it. And when I when I got into that level, I looked around and said, oh, I guess I shouldn't be here. Which, another thing, load times, phenomenal. Makes this game a lot easier, especially with all the death, because there is no statues of America. You die, you're running back. That freaking flame lurker run back is brutal. But overall, the mechanics in the game are a lot more simplified. And for years, I've been hearing people say Demon's Souls is the easy game. It's easy compared to the other ones. After getting to the bosses, yeah, I have to say Demon's Souls has some of the easier bosses, because you can overpower them with healing. Like, even the big dragon god thing you see in the cutscene at the beginning of the game. Which is funny, they changed it from day to night in the cinematic, but it looks amazing. The whole game looks great, and it feels just like I remember it, which is cool. But yeah, the Dragon God fight is really not even a fight. It's kind of a stealth mission where you barely have to fight him whatsoever. And that's one of the areas I got stuck on when I first stopped playing it. Lo and behold, you just have to break some pillars and then shoot a harpoon at it, and done. But all in all, such a great way to experience that beginning Dark Souls formula. Now, I found the Bastard Sword, and I made that my main weapon. because it's all about, what kind of weapon swing you like, what kind of this and that. The prison zone I immensely enjoyed because it has those things that look like octopus people from Final Fantasy Tactics, which were super cool and dangerous too. And really my strategy in this game was just leveling up strength until it had diminishing returns, which was around 40. At that point, I then started leveling up health. And the interesting thing about this game is there's world tendencies. So you have black world tendencies and light world tendencies. In this game, when you die, you lose half your health bar. There is a ring you can equip that gives you about 25% of that back. And I equipped it the whole game because health is at a premium and I was stacking strength big time. When you kill the demons in the world, those are the bosses, you shift the tendency to white. And then other actions will shift it to white. What shifts it to black is if you die in that world with your human body. So the way to get around that is just to kill yourself in the Nexus when you get your body back, because you get your body back after you kill a demon. Though as I got later in the game, I found myself chancing it because I was getting better, and I took down a few bosses in the fifth zone, the swamp zone, as my human self. Although the last boss in that zone doesn't even put up a fight, which I don't know if that happened because of my choices or if it's always that way, but it's still interesting. It's funny how many non-fights there are in this game, which was a bit of a surprise. Even the final fight of the game is a bit of a shocker. And then you get this choice where you can either go bad or good. You can lull the evil one to sleep, or you can basically become his new number one guy. And I was debating what to do, and I had named the main character, my character, after my soon-to-be born daughter. So when I just sat there, I'm like debating what to do, and of course I want to look up the different ramifications. It really isn't that much. The game ends one way or the other. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to do the evil thing. So I went to go not kill the lady, and then all of a sudden I hit a button, and then whack! And I got the evil ending, and there was nothing you could do about it. So I guess that's what she wanted to do. Kind of funny. As far as, the tendencies, like I mentioned, there's white and black tendencies. Once you get a world far enough on the gamut, certain areas will open up. It's like in the prison area, you clear some debris and then you can get to rescue a guy. In the first area, the castle place, a little side area opens up and you can fight off an executioner. And there's a lot of stuff in the game, but there's not a lot of purpose for it. At least that's what I found. I found that I was enjoying wearing almost the rogue-like armor because I think it was highly poison and plague resistant. And then once having my sword, I leveled up my bastard sword 10 or 11 times, which that was a pain in the ass fighting the rocks to upgrade it. And then another interesting thing is the more you level up your character, at a certain point you have diminishing returns on the world because the world will level up with you. So there was a time where I had the 40 strength and I was fighting the Red Eye guys in the Storm Castle. Or not Stormvale, that's Elden Ring. The castle, the Covetous King castle. And I was killing them in 2 strikes. 2 heavy strikes, but still 2 strikes. Then at a certain point I leveled up more health, and then when I was fighting them they took 3 or 4 strikes. So you gotta be, I remember that. It's funny, all these things came back to me about the game, and they're all still there, for better or worse. So that's pretty cool. It's a very faithful remake. Something I wish they would do more of with games like this, kind of like Final Fantasy VII much. Because it is one of those things where, yeah, it is nice going through the game again, but in gorgeous HD and cleaned up visuals and all that. But more or less, a lot of fun. Definitely not for everyone. Definitely if you're going to go with that or go with Elden Ring all day long. Much more, ironically, much more approachable game. Feels better, fluid controls, all that. But the fact that you can farm health, the fact that you can overload your character and then stop, I guess, once you get to a certain point. And it's just not that hard as much as it's clunky. Like the clunkiness really shows through, especially on the fight you do in the tower area with the 2 different flying gargoyle things. That one was probably the biggest pain in the ass I had. Other than that, though, not a cakewalk by any means, but I think I beat the game in about 25 hours, and I just didn't have a desire to go back to it. Like, I ran through the island area, which the last time I barely could do. The swamp area, the bosses were not that difficult, and it just sort of gets a little samey looking. Like, the first zone is very interesting, but everything else is kind of linear. Even the prison area, it's just hallways, things of that nature, but it's fun unlocking it. But the cave system one, the second level, can die. I hate that level so much. The mobs give you no souls, And then the Flame Lurker run is a pain in the ass. It's just not very enjoyable. So that's probably my least favorite of all the zones. And ironically, it's the one that I spent the second most time in because at that point, you're still learning the game. But yeah, Demon's Souls Remaster. Highly recommended if you have a PS5. If you've never played any of them, it is harder in some regards, but it is nowhere near the type of difficulty and challenge of the bosses that you get in, say, a Sekiro or an Elden Ring. So if you want to familiarize yourself with how these games work, it's a great jumping off point, but it is not the pinnacle of the series by any means. It is good, though. It is good. Check it out. All right, guys, that's what you get for this week. It's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.